If you're trying to figure out your purpose, I want to start by telling you something. I don't think you're lost because there is something wrong with you. I think you feel lost because you've spent years hearing everyone else's voices. And after a while, it becomes difficult to hear your own. And that's what this episode is about. Welcome to Connected. My name is Malecka, and this is my podcast about aligned creation, following your calling and creating what you're meant to create here beyond hustle. Today, I want to talk about purpose, feeling lost, and why I don't believe that many people are struggling because they don't have a purpose. I think many people are struggling because they're disconnected from their purpose and they cannot hear the signal anymore. So let's dive into this topic. The problem isn't that you wouldn't have purpose. I do believe that everyone has a purpose, and the problem is that you're disconnected from it and you cannot hear your voice, you cannot hear your inner voice, you cannot hear your signal anymore. And in this episode, I want to talk about 3 things I think are very supportive so you can get connected, so you can hear it again, and also what will help you to keep moving forward. Because one thing is hearing the signal, and then the other thing is trusting yourself to follow it and keep moving forward. So let's open the topics. The first one that I want to suggest to you is to regulate yourself so that you start hearing your signal. And this is very crucial because as soon as you are under stress, under the pressure, and this becomes your default, which is the case of many, because if you do something for long enough, it becomes a default. And when you're operating on daily basis from survival mode, which is the stress, pressure, hustle, and overwhelm, then this is a state where hearing the signal is actually impossible because the nervous system and the whole body is shut down. This is where you cannot get connected to that. This is where it becomes silent. So the most important thing is here to start changing your state so that you can start hearing your signal. And this doesn't happen overnight, or this is not just a decision. This is basically that you have to rewire your state and change your state to a different state. For your brain is actually the rest and digest mode. But in your ordinary days, it's basically you have to rewrite the default of the stress, and that happens in your daily life with repetition of very simple things. So it doesn't have to be complicated. Actually, the simpler, the better. It also doesn't have to take a long time. Actually, you need to start with very little time slots because that's how you teach your brain something new. So it's important that you create in your daily life small moments that help you come back to yourself, small moments to being with yourself, small moments of silence, small moments of reconnection, small moments of when you get calm, when the system starts regulating. So you can imagine this as using your breath. You can imagine that this as movement, as working with your emotions, as taking a walk, as enjoying your cup of favorite coffee or cup of something or drink while watching the sunset, or just looking in the sun, or just looking in the trees and nature. Simply creating the small joyful moments in your day. And it's okay if they take just 1 minute. That's enough. It's okay if they take 2, 3, or 5 minutes. The important thing here is to do them on daily basis, do them regularly every single day. The consistency here is the key, because that means that you start training your brain that we are leaving the stress mode as the default. You are teaching your brain by this to feel safe in the moments where it's just calm, where it's okay, because your brain will just keep you in the familiar. And if you taught the brain that stress is familiar, that's where it's going to keep you. So you need to start training your brain for the moments of calm, for the moments of joy, for the regulation moments, so that your nervous system calms down. And those are the moments where you start hearing the signal. When your nervous system starts to be regulated, when your state starts to be different, that's when you start hearing the signal. That's where the ideas land. Because the ideas that you receive in the connected states, that's your purpose talking to you, that's your soul telling you what is your purpose and what is the idea that it could come down through, what is the idea that you could manifest it through, what is the idea that you could turn into a body of work or business or company. So those are the connected ideas that you start getting, and those great ideas are not happening and are not coming while searching on your computer and searching Google and talking to ChatGPT. Those ideas are coming when you are connected with yourself. So most probably they will come randomly once you will be walking in the nature. They will come once you will be drinking your cup of coffee in that calm, joyful state. They will be coming once you will be resting. They will be coming once you are playing with your kid, because you're gonna be in a completely different and creative state. So this is the very important part, regulation of your nervous system, to be able to actually hear your signal and start hearing it. And then comes the second part. Challenge the beliefs that tell you not to trust yourself. I'm not good enough. Who am I to do that? That's unrealistic. Maybe I'm just making it up. Those are all the voices that start coming, and those are the limiting beliefs. And those become the biggest obstacles on the way. That's why I call them invisible obstacles, and they literally run the show. So those are those that once you already hear your signal can drag you back to where you were, because they will be just so loud. So it's important to be able to work with them and to challenge them, because they are just beliefs. They're the limiting beliefs, and those beliefs are not facts. Any beliefs are not facts. You can rewrite every belief. It's important that you know how to work with them. And as soon as you are able to work with them and you bring awareness with them, they start to dissolve. And that will allow you to follow your calling, listen to your purpose, and start walking the path to actually take the action, start taking the realistic steps towards it, so you can build it and start creating it. And then there's the third thing I want to advise you, and that is, use your future self as guidance instead of waiting for certainty. Many people wait to be certain or have the feeling of ready so they can start, but this actually never happens. Certainty and clarity and feeling of being ready starts with the movement, with action. That's when they start appearing. So when you will be stuck waiting for the certainty, you will not move, and you can use your future self to guide you. What are the moves? What is the move that I can make today so that I start walking towards that purpose, that goal, that vision? And your future self already lives the life that you want. So your future self knows it all. You can literally ask for advice. You can begin asking, what would they do today? What decision would they make? What step would they take? What habit would they maybe change or implement or get rid of? Those are literally the practical steps you can ask guidance for, so that you start aligning with your future self, because that's basically starting getting aligned with your purpose, with your vision. Because your future self can guide you with the practicalities in your daily life. What can I do today to make it happen? What decision can I make today? What meeting can I make today? What action can I make today? And then you start doing it day by day, step by step. And you simply start aligning with that, and you simply start walking towards that. And that's how your purpose unfolds, because at the beginning you hear the signal, and then it's important you start walking towards that, because with action it unfolds and you can start building. When you take the action, you put the first brick, then you take another action, you put the second brick, then the purpose unfolds more. You see the picture better. You put the third brick, and step by step, you start building it. And not only building it, but building yourself. That's why the guidance from your future self is the best guidance you can receive, because you need to get aligned with your future self, with the version of yourself who can build it, create it, and hold it. So you can literally get connected with your future self, and that's not a woo-woo, that's neuroscience, that's working with your subconscious. And to give you an idea or maybe give you a supportful tool, you can find also guided audios to embody your future self on my YouTube channel. And these are made for women because the guided audios that are on my YouTube channel right now are meant for the women who are having the journal, which you can buy on Amazon, and they're connected to the journal because those guided audios and embodying your future self is part of the journal. So you can get that one as well on Amazon. It's available for everyone. But now I want to tell you that you can just try the guided audio. You have it there. Even if you're a man, it doesn't matter because it will give you an idea how to start reconnecting with your future self and how to get the guidance. And that's a very great supportful tool where you can get messages for every single day so that you can start walking and taking the right actions. And the more aligned steps that you take, the more the clarity appears. So those are the three main things I see as very important to get reconnected with yourself so that you can start hearing the signal and finding your purpose so that you can actually dig through the layers of everyone else's voice and all the conditioning and start hearing your own truth. What is it? And also what helps you walking towards that and taking the action. And if you would like to have this guidance with you, you can also download the free Aligned Creators Roadmap because you will find those 3 missing links, as I call them, inside. And you will also find there a practical part that can help you in your daily life to actually start moving and start being on track so that you can live what is yours to live. And most importantly, what is yours to create and build. You can find the download link for the Aligned Creators Roadmap in the description of this video. So go ahead, grab it. It's for free. You can start literally today. If this video resonated with you and supported you and landed, I will be absolutely happy to hear that in the comments, and then make sure that you subscribe because a lot more is coming that will help you to get on the track and build what is yours and become the person, because that's all what my work is about. So a lot more coming. Make sure you follow. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.